Let's make a bed out of stuff that I got from the dollar store, and more, coming up after this. So I showed this bed construction before a few years ago in one of these videos. I guess I told you about what I did, and I've used it on Instagram and stuff, but I've never fully constructed it, and I kind of like to do that. A panel like this can be put in a room, like, I don't know, you can put it on a shelf, or it can block out things. It can add like structural dimension to your background. So I didn't want to turn it into a permanent fixture, but I'm going to do this. Now, what inspired this was I found all of these. Look at all of these that I found, and I hauled them all, and I had to collect all of them. So these are pot holders, and in Canada we have a dollar store called the Dollarama. And when I saw these, they had so many different patterns, and they looked like little mattresses to me. And I couldn't resist it. And I had to buy every single pattern because every single pattern was cool. Like, I didn't start out that way. I started out just choosing the ones that I thought were great. And I didn't want ones that were too kitcheny. There's mustache ones. There's the geometric ones I didn't really want to buy. I mean, the stripe one is pretty okay. But the quilting, I've always been a huge fan of quilting. But when you get into, yeah, like the geometrics, the quilting kind of, well, this is another bad example of that. I'm sure, oh yeah, here we go. So this chevron pattern, it competes with the quilting. That was like one of the last ones for me to get, but I still did get. And then there are ones that are kind of kitcheny, but I still got them anyway. I mean, that's really antique and cool. Now, they do have this loop on them that I don't like. And I did try cutting them off, but that made it more messy than just keeping the loop on. So I have decided to keep the loop on. But let me show you, like, it was just kind of a coincidence, well, it wasn't really, because I'm always looking. And then I found this wooden canvas. I had the wooden canvas, and the mattresses fit in perfectly. I like to layer them up so that you have more. I got to tuck this thing under. Now, this is a very 70s thing, a very waterbed. To have this big border, like in the 70s, 80s, there were beds that had these huge frames. I remember because whenever I would like sleep on one, I would hurt myself on the edge, but I'm accepting it. Now, also, this is definitely not really a good bed, but in doll land, in diorama world, when you're taking pictures and stuff, you can't tell the dimensions of what a bed is going to look like. So here's a little sneak peek at what we're doing today. We're putting on the legs, we're putting on the mattresses, we're making a bed. It's that simple. At the time, I had Slate in the City on Instagram. You can still follow him on Instagram. And I did say that his job was a mattress tester. So every once in a while, and I never did complete this. And maybe I am going to revisit this and take pictures of Slate laying on the different pattern mattresses every month. Maybe, perhaps, but he fit the bed a little bit better. Chelsea size. It is kind of a kid-size bed, but I like it, and it's too good not to go with. These keep kicking around in my space here, and like I'm ignoring them, and I love them so much that I had to take advantage, and I was deciding to build a bed frame just like this. I still haven't built this with you. This was the prototype of me testing it, but we are going to build one of these in an upcoming video because I want a double one for also turning this into a bed. But also, I'm just making my own furniture like I do sometimes in real life, and this can be not just like some kind of faux bed, but it can be a regular like bench or piece of furniture in the house. I don't have a problem with this. I sleep curled up. This would be definitely a big enough size for me to get a good night's sleep on a mattress. It would definitely work for me. And yeah, it can be a transformable piece of furniture that can be a bench, and it can be anything, just like this piece, which doesn't really have a purpose. I'm thinking if I put two together that it can make a bed. That is why I want to make another one of those. And I also want to show you how I did it. But let's turn this into a bed. And I'll also show you these mattresses again. And I also have some other stuff to show you. But it's going to be, we've already done it. It's going to be as basic as taking these. Now at the dollar store also, the same dollar store, the Dollarama, because I got all of these canvases and popsicle sticks and stir sticks and wooden canvases and bamboo cutting board floors. They also have block sets, and that is where I got these legs, and I've tried different legs. There are longer ones. If I wanted to make it longer, I've decided that this is the right size. If you are in the States and you don't have a Dollarama, the Jenga blocks from the Dollar Tree totally would work well as legs. And then also you can just use a platform. Platform beds are very modern, and if you find a pot holder, and I know that the Dollar Tree also has pot holders, you can just place it on here like this, and you can put the legs on here like this, and you have yourself a very modern platform bed. You know, I like to layer the mattresses like the Princess and the Pea, and then also you can choose the same colors so that it does look like it is all one puffy mattress, because sometimes they do make mattresses like that. I do like this pattern too. It's kind of a good one. Let me show you an example of that. I only have it in reverse. I'll show you all of these patterns at the end of this video. I think that'll be a good way to end it. Yeah, but if I take 4 or 5, it does just look like a spring-loaded plush mattress. So you can do stuff like that. And depending on what size canvases you find and what size pot holders you find, you too can make a modern style bed. Now I don't like modern, so I did experiment with the different blocks from this one block set from Dollarama, and that was an option. Maybe a little too nouveau modern for me. I mean, I had smaller ones like this were in the set, possibility. And then the placement of the legs were important. So this would be more of a modern look, I think. But I'm going to offset it just a little bit because I do like a more not so modern look. I mean, I do like modern too. It's a struggle. Industrial Pioneer is kind of what I call my style. So I had 4 set aside, but I better take 4 more. I gotta make sure that they're the same height. These ones look like they're off a little bit. So let me choose the best 4. See, that's one of the downsides to dollar store shopping, is that, you know, things aren't always perfect. So let me choose the most perfectly sized ones. We're going to do some under bed storage too, with some boxes that I found at Dollarama. You might have seen me play with these in other videos, but let's glue on these legs. I will choose those 4, put these blocks away, and I think, because sometimes you will see the top, I'm going to offset it exactly this width inside, and I'm going to do that by holding it up to the light and then getting a dab of glue. Uh-oh. I don't want to use my teeth on this and be a bad example, but it's glued shut. Don't use your teeth at home, kids. I'm going to do it though. Here, I thought this video was so simple. I also have to sand down these edges. They're kind of hairy from, I don't know, from me playing around with it, or maybe that's how it came. But I probably will do that. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on one of these legs, and I'm going to hold it up to the light so that I can place it perfectly in the position I want it. And I guess I'll hold it. It's kind of sticking. This could be a disaster. I don't know if I used enough glue on that leg. Let's hope so. I'm gonna hold it up to the light again. Oh, there I used too much glue. Is too much glue better than too little glue? I don't know. Be nice if I had a rag. I'm gonna go get a rag. Clean off the edges. I guess it's kind of surprising how quickly that glues. Let's do two more. The light shines through the thin piece of wood. Oh! Well, that was an example of how it didn't stick. Wow, this piece really doesn't want to stick. I don't know how even I made these. I hope it's okay. Always better. Measure pencil lines. I should have drew out it with pencil on the bottom. I'm trying to use the roughest surface too. Oh no. Oh no. Just gonna hold it for a bit. I get all panicky when I'm doing this and want to try to do it fast for the video, but then I probably don't do the best job that I would do if I wasn't recording. So I held that for a bit. It should be okay. I guess the legs are even enough. I'll weigh it down. Some of the stuff that I have, even though not all four legs are being weighed down. Either I have a crooked floor or a crooked bed, but it's not something that needs a lot of weight. You know what? Let me skip the weigh down part. When you're gluing lighter weight stuff together, you don't need a lot of time. Lower the camera just a little bit. You can see the finished bed, bench, whatever it is. And then let me load it up with the mattresses. Make sure I tuck a little tab down the back. Let's say 3 or 4 I need to make this. And it wouldn't hurt probably to put a little tack through the thin wood here. You could do a little nail with each leg. But I think that this should hold well. Definitely weigh it down. Let's check my new underbed storage, which I don't agree with, but sometimes you don't have a choice. I bought these boxes also at the Dollarama. You might have seen me use these with my fashions that I made. Oh, they could go under there. That is more like the ones that I have under my bed, but in an ideal world, if I had more space, I wouldn't need to put stuff under my bed. I prefer, but I loved these little ones so much I was going to buy more, but they were out, and they only had these larger size ones, but I think that they can be pretty realistic too. There are large storage bins like this, and usually they are under bed storage is their intention. Now each of these sets come with 3 for $2.25, so I thought that was a great deal, and I bought 2 of them for under $5, or maybe it was over $5 after tax, but $4.50 nonetheless. I think is a great price to get 6 of them. Where's my other ones? Oh, right here. So I can store all of my little miniatures in here, and it is perfect. And the handles are good. Sometimes when I find these at, like the ones at the Dollar Tree, I don't like the handle. It looks a little cheap, but this has a sturdier handle on it. So that's why I was happy to find these. And it looks like 3 would be great for underbed storage, but I am definitely not going to do this. I'm going to use this for secondary storage in the garage. But realistically, they would work. But in my perfect doll world that I can't live in, we're going to have all kinds of air and minimalism flowing. But even in my perfect world, I would have these translated to my scale, because you need to protect your stuff from dust and debris, and that would definitely work very well. So I'm so happy to have these. Let's see if they, unfortunately they don't stack 2 on 1, but still this is good. They stack this way, which is cool. Love these. Love stackable, reusable storage. Alright, I hope you liked my bed. I hope you like my boxes. Just a small dollar store haul and bed making tutorial. This is so good. I gotta be careful, the legs probably aren't dry perfectly yet, but it's a great bench. Also looks like a bed. I'll show you all the patterns on my mattresses at the end of this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Let's get these boxes out of the way. Let's get this rag out of the way. I don't like that this isn't even. I think it might be the floor though. Okay, let's see what patterns we have here for my mattresses. This egg square, kind of tribal, maybe African kind of print, like that. We've got these rudimentary snowflake X's things. That's cool. We have, I did have these grouped together. We have these squares, so that's a nice, simple, modern geometric. We've got the stripes. This is definitely a nice classic. This probably is one of my favorites besides the clouds. I love the clouds because, come on, that's perfect for a mattress. That's probably the first one that I bought. Okay, yeah, that is such a good display for the bed. And then they come in 2 colors. I guess I'll have to get there when I get there. Oh, here they are. Yeah, so I got a white on gray and a gray on white. So love the cloud ones. These ones are definitely my favorite. This is my favorite one for sure. Really showcases the bed and my colors and everything. Stripes quintessential again. I showed you this one, but it looks really old-fashioned. So despite it being, you know what, is it kitchen themed? It's plants and tea. It's just cutesy home inspired. I like it because it's off-white, and then it's got the antique pink cutie girly kind of thing. So chevron competing with the quilting, but I do have that in 2 colors, black and blue, and I mean, it's not horrible. It's kind of cool. And then we got this geometric shape that you can't really see the quilting with it because it's so busy. We got another chevron in gray, blue, and black for the chevron. Oh, and then we got solid ones, so a solid brown. Oh, that's nice, depending on the bed. These mattresses are so nice that I don't want to cover them up, though. And then blue and a solid red. This is the other one from that cutesy tootsy one. Let's put those together. They come in sets of 2, by the way. Okay, here's one that is 100% kitchen. One of the last ones for me to pick up, but the pattern is so cute. And then trees. Look at this one, like childish painted trees. And we got some flowers. Well, we got some sick flowers. Oh, that's gross, but that really looks like a mattress. I do have to make all these themed beds and rooms. I guess I could base rooms based on these. Now this is so mattressy, and the colors are so sick, and the same with this one too. Like, come on, Seafoam and Dusty Rose, my favorite sick color combinations. Those are disgusting, but I love them, and I should base entire rooms on them. Slate would look good. I didn't even use that one. So I should take a picture of Slate today, put it on Slate in the City on Instagram, and because it's spring. And then, oh, also perfect for Slade are these two feather versions. So blue, he has so many feather things, and the colors are so great for him. That's so good. Okay, and here's some kind of weird Merry Mecco kind of design. Look at that. And that comes in 3 color. Oh, no, they're different ones. So you got these, I don't know, plums, apples, whatever. And then these ones are slightly different. Wait, are they slightly different or are they the same? Oh no, they're different. So oranges and peaches and limes, I guess is kind of what that's supposed to be. We got a pear one, which I think was, I don't know, that one seems out of place. It's only one of those. And then I like this thistle-y kind of one. So they're all, like I had to get every one because of the patterns. Oh, look at me, Princess and the Peeing, which I also did do a picture like that. Did I mention that? Where I put some dolls up here and they could feel the little cactus underneath there. Yeah, so that's why I had to get the whole collection. This one was, no, yeah. No, one of them was special. One of them was like not from the collection, or it was from years before and the dollar store had it left over, but it didn't match with the current stuff, and I think it's this one. Now, this is a pretty good one. This one's really sick, old-timey 1960s, 50s mattress. Yeah, that's good. I gotta make more rooms, don't I? Look. We can even match the mattresses to my dollar store cushions. We can offset the color combinations. Put the pink with the blue and the blue with the pink for the seafoam dusty rose. That's sick. Sick. Gross. Sick. Love it. Man, I love my Dollaramas in Canada.